Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Astutada Sadashi Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Shri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Ganga Devi Jamuna Devi Ki Jai, Shrimati Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai, Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shishi Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 71. The Lord travels to Indraprastha, and we're on text 13. Nirgamaya varodhan svan. Nirgamaya varodhan svan. Sasutan saparichadan. Sankarshana manugyapya. Yadurajam chashatruhan. Sutopanitam swaratham. Aruhad Garuda Dvajam. Nirgamaya varodhan svan. Sasutan saparichadhan. Sankarshana manugyapya. Yadorajam chashatruhan. Sutopanitam swaratham. Aruhat Garuda Dvajam. Devotees? Nirgamaya varodhan svan. Nirgamaya, making go. Avarodhan, wives. Svan, his. Sa, with. Sutan, their sons. Sa, with. Parichadan, their baggage. Sankarshanam, Lord Balaram. Anugyapya, taking leave of. Yadurajam, the king of the Yadus, Ugrasena. Cha, and. Shatruhan, O killer of enemies, Parikshit. Suta, by his driver. Upanitam, brought. Sva, his. Ratam, chariot. Aruhat, he mounted. Garuda, of Garuda. Dvajam, whose flag. Translation. O slayer of enemies, after he had arranged for the departure of his wives, children, and baggage, and taken leave of Lord Sankarshan and King Ugrasena, Lord Krishna mounted his chariot, which had been brought by his driver. It flew a flag marked with the emblem of Garuda. Please repeat, O slayer of enemies. After he had arranged for the departure of his wives, children, and baggage, and taken leave of Lord Sankarshan and King Ugrasena, Lord Krishna mounted his chariot, which had been brought by his driver. It flew a flag marked with the emblem of Garuda. Purport by the followers of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Having accepted Uddhava's proposal, Lord Krishna first proceeded with his wives, family, and entourage to the royal city of Indraprastha, the capital of the Pandavas. The rest of this chapter describes Lord Krishna's journey to that city and how he was received there by his loving devotees. In Indraprastha, Lord Krishna explained to the Pandavas his plan to first kill Jarasandha and then perform the Rajasuya sacrifice, and with their full agreement he proceeded, with Bhimasena, to settle accounts with the wicked king. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that Lord Krishna's wives had also been invited to the Rajasuya sacrifice and were eager to go. The description of the colorful royal procession begins with the following verse. Om Agyanati Mirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtai Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavari Pashyat Yadesha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Offer obeisances to all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu devacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Today is also the appearance day of Purushottam Das Thakur. So I'll just talk briefly about him also. So here, this chapter is called The Lord Travels to Indraprastha. So as we remember from the last chapter, a messenger came from the kings that were imprisoned from Jarasandha, and they asked that Krishna come and relieve them and help them. And at the same time, Narada Muni came and asked Krishna to come to King Yudhishthir's Rajasuya Yagya. So in this dilemma of what to do, Krishna turned to Uddhava, his best friend, his cousin, his advisor. And Uddhava told him that he could do both things, actually. First, go to King Yudhishthir's, go to Indraprastha, and get Bhima to kill Jarasandha, then relieve the kings, and this will help so that the Rajasuya sacrifice can be performed by King Yudhishthir. So now, After hearing the advice of Uddhava, Krishna is he's arranging for his departure to Indraprastha. And he's not going alone. As we know, when Krishna goes anywhere, he always brings all of his associates with him. The devotees cannot bear the separation of Krishna, so Krishna is going with all of his wives. Imagine that, 16,108 wives, and his children. Each of his wives has 10 children, so imagine what a big party this is, and all their baggage. And so then he's taking leave of his brother, Lord Balaram, and King Ugrasena. So basically leaving them in charge of Dwarka while he's going off to Indraprastha. Then he mounts his chariot, which is marked with the flag with Garuda, and he's ready to go. And the next verses are all going to be describing the beautiful procession going from Dwarka all the way to Indraprastha, with drums, with beautiful music, infantry, elephants, and palanquins carrying his wives and children. And then it's going to describe further how Krishna enters into Indraprastha, and Yudhishthira and the Pandavas greet him. And so I wanted to focus a little bit. I'm going to read the commentaries of the Acharyas, but I wanted to focus on this aspect of Krishna's. There's many descriptions of Krishna and his incarnations leaving and coming to different places, and how it affects the mood and the relationship with the devotees. So first, since we're talking here about Krishna taking leave of Sankarshan, his brother, let's talk about Purushottam Das Thakur, whose appearance date is today, because Purushottam Das Thakur is disciple of Lord Nityananda, who is none other than Lord Balaram. As we know, when Lord Nityananda came to this world, he brought his associates. Many of the associates of Lord Nityananda are the Gopas, the cowherd boys. So there's 12 cowherd boys of Lord Balaram who came as associates of Lord Nityananda. So Purushottam Das Thakur is the 10th of those Gopalas. He was the son of Sadashiva, Kaviraja, and it's described that since his birth, he was always immersed in Krishna consciousness, even while he wouldn't play like ordinary children. Even if his childhood play was always about Krishna. And he always kept Lord Nityananda's lotus feet in his heart even when he was a child. He was very, very attached to Lord Nityananda. And he had a son called Sri Kanu Thakur. So there's a whole lineage of associates of Lord Nityananda, from father to son to their son, all great devotees. Purushottam Das Thakur had 3 principal disciples: Madhvacharya, Yadvacharya, and Devakinandana Das. Actually, Madhvacharya later married the daughter of Lord Nityananda, her name was Ganga Devi. So the disciple of Purushottam Das Thakur married Ganga Devi. And Devakinandan wrote many important books on the lives of the Acharya. And so basically Purushottam Das Thakur, he had a wife named Janava, and just after she gave birth to their son Kanu, she passed away. So he was left with the child without the mother. And so Janava Devi, Lord Nityananda, hearing that, he came to Purushottam Das Thakur's house, and he took Kanu with him, and took him on pilgrimage to different places, and basically kind of gave care to this little boy. Traveled with him and gave him a lot of mercy. Okay, one more description of Purushottam Das Thakur. Who can list his incomparable qualities? He was merciful to those who were devoid of virtue, displaying the natural power of his compassion. When only 7 years old, he was so intoxicated with love for Krishna that he danced in a way that enchanted the entire world. Yeah. So there's not much more about him, but we just offer obeisances to his lotus feet and pray to him that we can develop love and attachment for Lord Nityananda like he has, and also have that mood of compassion that he had. So here, Lord Krishna is taking leave of Lord Balaram and Ugrasena. He's taking his whole entourage with him, and they're going. And why is he taking his whole entourage with him, like all his wives and children, to Indraprastha? One reason is that they wanted to see the Rajasuya sacrifice of Yudhishthir, but the main reason is no one can leave the association of Krishna. It's very, very painful to be separated from Krishna. So the Acharyas are going to explain that. So I'll just read the Acharyas' commentaries on this verse. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, having his wives, he mounted his chariot. They went because they also were invited and were eager to attend. Jiva Goswami says, he arranged for the going of the inner palace, his sons, grandsons, their wives and daughters, since they could not leave each other because of the strong affection. And he also brought furnishings like palanquins, servants, retinue. Balaram is called Sankarshan because he was the second member of the Chaturvyuha. Krishna took permission from Ugrasena, who, as king, should protect the city. He established respect for him by doing this. After the queens and the others had departed, he asked permission from Balaram and Ugrasena, since they accompanied him for quite a distance. O slayer of enemies, this is Shukadev Goswami is talking to Parikshit and saying, O slayer of enemies. Why is he saying this? Because this is a proper way for Krishna to kill his enemy Jarasandha. You know, since you also kill your enemies. The uniqueness of Krishna's chariot is described. It was decorated with Garuda. This suggests it would go fast and instill fear in the enemies. And Sanatana Goswami's commentary is very, very similar. One additional thing he says is that he left Balaram and Dwarka so that when he comes to King Yudhishthir's Rajasuya sacrifice, King Yudhishthir would not hesitate to worship him first, give him the first worship. Maybe if Balaram was there, then he would want to give it to Balaram first. I'm assuming that's what Sanatana Goswami is meaning here. Then he took permission from Ugrasena, and one more additional thing Sanatana Goswami writes is that the mood of the associates of Krishna and Dwarka, they did not want to leave Krishna's association. O mighty armed Krishna, increaser of the joy of the Yadus, O killer of enemies, hear what I say today. All of us in your absence cannot be happy in this city, like a wife without her husband. We depend on you. We have taken shelter of your arms. We do not fear all the kings. O best of the Yadus, wherever you go for victory, you should go with us, O best of the Yadus. This is from Vishnu Purana. This is a quote from Sanatana Goswami. So he brings everybody with him because they cannot bear his separation. So in our scriptures, we hear a lot about journeys of Krishna or his incarnations and the mood of the associates when Krishna goes on these journeys. One, of course, is when Ramachandra was banished to the forest. He was going to go alone, and Lakshman said, "No, I'm going with you. I'm your servant. I'm always with you." And Sita Devi said, "I'm your wife. I'm not going to leave you either." So, Ramachandra had no choice but to bring them also with him. So this goes to show that mood of deep attachment between the Lord and his associates. Now, in Krishna Lila, when Krishna goes to Dwarka, when Krishna goes there's another description of Krishna going to Kurukshetra with all of his associates and meeting the residents of Vrindavan there. And then in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a description of after the Kurukshetra battle, when Krishna was about to leave Hastinapur, he established Yudhishthira on the throne. He was about to leave Hastinapur, and Yudhishthira said, "Please stay a few more days. I'm feeling so guilty that all these people died. Please, can you help me?" And Krishna tried to help Yudhishthira, and finally, to glorify Bhishma Dev, he brought Yudhishthira to see Bhishma, and Bhishma spoke words to Yudhishthira which consoled him. Then again, Krishna is about to leave, and Queen Kunti stopped him and offered prayers. And this goes to show that mood of like nobody wanted him to leave. Finally, Krishna took permission from Yudhishthir, and he got on his chariot, and he's about to leave Hastinapur, and it's described that everyone was nearly fainting because of they couldn't bear the thought of separation from Krishna. So can you imagine? Just the thought of Krishna leaving was making everyone almost faint. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that Krishna is so attractive to all living entities, especially to his devotees, that it's impossible to bear this separation from Krishna. So why is it that we are separated from Krishna and we're okay? And Srila Prabhupada says the reason is that the only reason that we can be in this state is because we're covered so thickly by the illusory energy of Krishna. Otherwise, it's not possible to be separated from Krishna because Krishna is so attractive. And Srila Prabhupada says that the feelings of separation cannot be described. It can just be imagined by the devotees. When Krishna left Vrindavan, everyone felt shock for the rest of their lives. There was so much in separation from Krishna. And Prabhupada says that separation of Srimati Radharani is beyond expression. Of course, and Srila Prabhupada says there's degrees of pure devotees and their love for Krishna, but anyone who comes in contact with Krishna, either directly or indirectly, cannot leave him for even a moment. So this goes to show that we can kind of see where we are in our spiritual lives. Are we able to go through a day without coming in contact with Krishna? Or do we feel a hankering in our hearts, like, oh, I need to go see Radha Golokananda. I need to read Srimad Bhagavatam. I need to hear something. I need to chant. Like, do we have a little longing? That kind of gives an indication of how we're progressing in our spiritual life. Because if we're able to just go day by day without feeling a little bit of a hankering for Krishna, that means that the Krishna's illusory energy might be quite strong over us, and we were very much involved with the day-to-day things of this world and forgetting who we really are as part of Krishna, servants. So then, continuing on, so Srimad Bhagavatam says that those who have understood Krishna in association with pure devotees and have become free from materialistic association can never avoid hearing the glories of the Lord, even though they have heard them only once. How then could the Pandavas tolerate his separation? For they had been intimately associated with his person, seeing him face to face, touching him, speaking with him, sleeping, sitting, and dining with him. So basically, Bhagavatam is saying here that if we hear about Krishna from pure devotees even once, it's going to make it so we don't want to stop. It's going to be so attractive, right? We want to hear more and more. So what to speak of somebody like the Pandavas who are in constant touch with Krishna? They embraced him, they talked to him, they would eat with him, they would take rest with him, they would go on trips with him. They had so much affection, friendship. So can you imagine how would they be able to bear the separation from Krishna? And again, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that it talks about our state. He says, we are basically all of us, we're eternally servants. Our constitutional position is to be a servant. And right now it's misdirected and we're trying to serve our senses. And the senses are tirelessly, and the mind and the senses are tirelessly engaging us to serve them. And we don't get tired. And Prabhupada says, even if we do get tired, Maya forces us to keep going. And we keep trying and trying and trying, even though we're never satisfied. But the only release from this constant struggle, like everyone's trying to find happiness and keep trying, very determined even though it's not working out, the only release from this entanglement is associating with pure devotees, Srila Prabhupada says. When we associate with pure devotees, then our transcendental consciousness is awakened. We understand who we really are, our real position. And everything of this world, family, friendship, society, all these forms of attachments that we have in this world, we realize that they're actually sources of misery. The attachments that we have to controlling, enjoying in this world actually brings us misery. And that comes from hearing from pure devotees. That's the only way that we can get out of that entanglement. It slackens our attachment for material enjoyment. And then I really I really like one point that Prabhupada makes in his purport here, is that Krishna is naturally attractive for all living entities. He's the chief eternal of all eternals. And once our relationship with Krishna is even slightly revived, Srila Prabhupada says, even slightly revived, we become free from the illusion of the material energy and become mad after the association of Krishna. And that association with Krishna doesn't just mean direct association, even association, personal contact. Prabhupada says even association with his name, his fame, his form, his qualities is just as good as associating with Krishna personally. So even a slight contact with Krishna can bring that awakening, associating with pure devotees and that way coming in contact with Krishna. And another really, really nice statement Prabhupada says here is that, therefore, directly or indirectly, anyone who thinks of Krishna, talks of Krishna, or worships Krishna becomes attached to him. Krishna is non-different from his name, form, quality, etc. So our intimate relationship with Krishna can be revived by our talking of, hearing of, or remembering Krishna. This is due to spiritual potency. So when Krishna is leaving Hastinapur, it's described that everybody there, their hearts were melting on the pot of attraction. And they were looking at Krishna with unblinking eyes. They were moving hither and thither in the anxiety of separation. And the female relatives, they were struggling not to cry. Tears were coming to their eyes, but they were rubbing their eyes because they didn't want to cause inauspiciousness on Krishna's journey. So they're trying to stop themselves from crying. And these ladies, Srila Prabhupada says, some of them did not have direct contact with Krishna. They were just heard about him, but just by hearing about them, they were so attracted and so attached to Krishna. So in this way, we can see Krishna's coming and going is just pulling at the devotees and the associates' hearts towards him in separation. And then the next chapter of Bhagavatam describes how Krishna enters Dwarka. So Krishna leaving and Krishna coming. And that's a constant flow in Krishna's pastimes. Krishna leaves Nandagram, goes to the forest. The Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj are crying and separated gopis. And the cowherd boys are very happy. Krishna's in the forest. The animals of Vrindavan are so happy. The trees of the forest of Vrindavan. Then Krishna leaves and it comes back in the evening, and Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, everyone's so happy to greet Krishna. And the animals of Vrindavan forest, they're all sad. The cowherd boys are sad, they have to go home. So this union, separation is a constant flow in Krishna's pastimes. And it's all to churn that love and affection between Krishna and his devotees. And when we hear these pastimes of Krishna and his associates, it can also pull our hearts to become attracted to Krishna more and more. So that one day we will also come to a state where we can't live without Krishna. We can't live a moment without thinking about Krishna or by somehow being in contact with Krishna. So another example of coming and goings, I was thinking about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, since Gaur Purnima is coming up. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went on several journeys, and one journey, Lord Chaitanya asked his devotees, he just came to Jagannath Puri, and he said, after 4 months or so, he said, now I want to go to South India. And all the devotees were like, it's described, their faces were sullen, they were very, very heartbroken. Oh no, that the Lord is going to leave. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he kindly took permission from them. And Lord Nityananda said, well, at least you should bring somebody with you. You can't go alone. And I know a lot of the places. Basically, he's indicating, you can take me with you. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, I'm not going to take any of you with me because, well, and he began to it seemed like criticizing them, but he was glorifying them. Like he said, Lord Nityananda, when I was traveling with you, you broke my danda. And Jagadananda Pandit, he gets really upset when I do austerities and you'll fast for 3 days. Damodar Pandit, he gets too strict with me. And Mukunda, he gets so pained when he sees that I'm lying on the floor. I can't take any of you with me. I'm going to go alone. So they were all very sad. And then Lord Nityananda said, well, how are you going to carry? You have your kamandalu, you have a set of clothes. How are you going to carry those things? At least take this simple brahmana. He won't bother you. He'll let you do anything you want. He'll just carry your pot and your clothes. Kala Krishnadas. And Lord Chaitanya said, okay. And then he took permission from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, oh, he was also very, very sad. He said, my dear Lord, can you just stay at least 5 more days here? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, okay, fine. So he stayed a few more days and he ate at Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house. And finally said, now can I go? You could see that always taking permission, even in this verse. Krishna's taking permission from his brother, from King Ugrasena. Krishna took permission from Yudhishthir to leave Hastinapur. So very, very showing that etiquette. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took permission from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya to leave. And everyone followed Lord Chaitanya some distance. They first, but Bhattacharya, because he's elderly, he couldn't go that far, so he had to leave. Lord Chaitanya left him a little bit earlier, and as soon as he left Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya fell unconscious, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just continued walking, and of course, Lord Chaitanya left very quickly, and then the other associates were following Lord Chaitanya. They went to Alarnath, and they spent the day, Alalanath, and they spent the day there. And then Lord Chaitanya left those devotees. And as soon as he left them, they also all, felt so much pain of separation, and they also fainted. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he embraced the devotees, and he did not turn back to see them, but it's described in separation. Lord Chaitanya also felt very much perturbed, and he walked on unhappily. So he didn't look back. They were in separation crying, and he also was feeling in heart separation, but he kept walking. So this is the mood of Vipralamba. And then again, when he came back from the South India tour, that mood of reunion with Lord Chaitanya, they were so excited to see the Lord, so happy. So this is that mood of coming and going that we see even in Chaitanya pastimes. Another example in Chaitanya Leela is when Lord Chaitanya wanted to go to Vrindavan. So Lord Chaitanya, he took permission again from the devotees, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ramananda Roy, and King Prataparudra said, oh, please keep him here. I heard he wants to go to Vrindavan. Please keep him here in Jagannath Puri. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Ramananda Roy said, yes, you can go to Vrindavan, but right now it's, let's see, they said, first you should observe the Rath Yatra festival. Rath Yatra is starting soon, you should stay for the Rath Yatra. So Lord Chaitanya stayed. Then the month of Kartik arrived, and he was about to go, and they said, oh, it's kind of cold now. Maybe you should wait to see the Dola Yatra festival, and then you can go. In the spring, you can go, because now it's too cold, winter time. So, okay, he waited. Then again, it became Rath Yatra time. The associates came from Bengal again. So for 2 years, the associates of Lord Chaitanya were making excuses. Don't go now, you can go a little bit later, because they couldn't bear that separation from Lord Chaitanya. And finally, Lord Chaitanya said, my dear associates, my dear devotees, it's been 2 years, I really want to go to Vrindavan. Can you please give me permission? And they felt in their heart, oh, we can't keep postponing and making excuses. We have to let him go. So they said, okay, you can go. And they said, maybe you can go after Vijay Dashami, after Vijayosava, Ram Vijayosava. So Lord Chaitanya was happy to receive their permission, and he waited till the rainy season passed, and then he went to Vrindavan. And Gadadhar Pandit wanted to accompany Lord Chaitanya. As we know, Gadadhar Pandit is Srimati Radharani, and Lord Chaitanya is Krishna and Radha combined. So Gadadhar Pandit wanted to join Lord Chaitanya, but Lord Chaitanya said, no, you have given a vow of kshetra sannyas. That means you cannot leave. You made a vow to worship Tota Gopinath Didi. You can't leave. And Gadadhar Pandit said, to hell with these vows. The whole purpose is wherever you are, that's Vrindavan. That's where I want to be. That's my Jagannath Puri. You're my Tota Gopinath. You're my Lord. I want to just join you. And Lord Chaitanya said, he let the Gadadhar follow him for some time. He said, after some time, he said, Gadadhar, you're ready, you broke your vow, you're making me not happy by doing this, you're just doing this for your own enjoyment, I want you to go back. So imagine the separation. Then Lord Chaitanya got on a boat and he went, and Gadadhar Pandit just fainted, and it was so heartbroken. Lord Chaitanya left in this way. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya brought Gadadhar Pandit back home. And after some time, Lord Chaitanya came back. He didn't go to Vrindavan that time because there was too many people following him. And Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami said, it's not good to travel to Vrindavan with so many people. So Lord Chaitanya went back to Jagannath Puri. And when he came back, all the associates were so blissful that Lord Chaitanya had come back so soon. And they were so happy. And Gadadhar Pandit was especially very, very happy. And Lord Chaitanya said, the reason why I came back is the reason why I couldn't go to Vrindavan is I broke the heart of Gadadhar Pandit, so I came back to be there with Gadadhar Pandit. So these are some of the sweet exchanges of Krishna and his devotees, the coming and going. And here we're seeing that Krishna is not leaving his queens, his children. He's taking everybody, and even his servants, it says the baggage, he's taking everyone with him on this big journey. Can you imagine what a procession, what a beautiful, big procession this is, going to Indraprastha? I can't imagine how many, it's inconceivable. And Krishna is driving on his chariot with the emblem of Garuda, and Balaram is staying behind, King Ugrasena is staying behind to guard Dwarka. And we will see soon how Krishna enters Indraprastha and how Yudhishthira is so happy and the Pandavas are so happy to greet Lord Krishna. So we'll end here and see if anyone wants to add anything or ask anything on these topics. Yes, Ram. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Yes, the morning program and associating with devotees is the best way to start the day, right? And to have Krishna in our day. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shishirada Golokananda ki jai. Hari Hari Bo.
Purusham Kamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Kamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Kamaham Bhajami
Sundarangam Kandar Agong Vikamaniya Vishesha Shobha
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakalem Priya Priti Manti Vasyan Dipan Vikayanti Jiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
61. Yeah. Radha Krishna Pranamora Jugala Kishore Pranamora Jugala Radha Krishna Pranamora Jugala Kishore Pranamora Jugala Jivane marane gati aranahi mo arana Radha Krishna Pranamora Jugala Kishore Radha Krishna Pranamora Jugala Kishore Kalindira Kule Keli Kadambiravana Kalendi Ratana Bedira Upar Boshabodu Jana Radha Krishna Pranamora Jugala Kishore Shama Gauri Ange Diva Chandanera Ganda Shama Chamara Dulabo Kabe Heri Moka Chandra Radha Krishna Pranamora Jugala Kishore Could you sing it?
Adari Juliani Bo Kapurara Tombule Adare Juliani Bo Kapurara Tombule Radha Krishna Pranamora Yugala Kishore Yugala Kishore Lalita Vishakari Jata Saki Charanara Vrinda Agnaya Goriya Seva Charananda Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Dasera Nudasa Seva Vilasa Kore Narottama Dasa Kore Narottama Dasa Radha Krishna Pranamora Yugala Kishore Radha Krishna Pranamora Yugala Kishore Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Shri Radhe Radha Golokananda, Radha Golokananda, Shri Radha. Jaya Radha Golokananda, Radha Golokananda, Shri Radhe. Radha Golokananda, Shri Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Shri Vrindavan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Shri. You want to read? Can you read? You can read.
Thank you. Shri Radha and Krishna are my life and soul. In life or death, I have no other refuge but them. In a forest of small kadamba trees on the bank of the Jamuna, I will seat the divine couple on a throne made of brilliant jewels. I will anoint their dark and fair forms with sandalwood paste scented with shuya, and I will fan them with a chamara whisk. Oh, when will I behold their moon-like faces? After stringing together garlands of malati flowers, I will place them around their necks, and I will offer tabula scented with camphor to their lotus mouths. With the permission of all the Sakhis, headed by Lalita and Vishaka, I will serve the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. Narottam Das, the servant of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, longs for this service to the divine couple. Srila Narottam Das Thakur ki jai, Shri Radha Golokananda ki jai.
It's real. It takes a while.
Sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Namakari Bhavadakri Sarvashakti Tatrarpitani Amita Smarane Nakala Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrishamiha Janina Nuraga Trinada Pisa Nichena Tarora Pisa Hisnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadhari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Va Jagadishikamaye Mama Janmani Janmanishware Bhavatad Bhakti Rahaiti Tvai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddho Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Stita Duli Sadrishim Vachintaya Nayanam Galada Sridaraya Vadanam Gadgada Rudaya Gira Pulake Nichitam Vapukada Tavanama Grahane Vavishyati Yugaitam Namishena Chakshusha Pravisaitam Sunyaitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virhename Asli Shavapadaratam Pinastumam Adarshanam Marmahata Karotuva Yatatata Vaviditata Lampato Mat Prananatas Eva Napada. Victory to Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my very Lord, congregational chanting of your holy names alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names, like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you've invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer all respects to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Son of Mars, Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from that ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy names? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs on my body stand on end at the recitation of your names? O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Sri Shikshashtakam ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai.